Hello, day 286 of the year of our Lord 2025. How do I know that? Because Bible in a year tells me so. I haven't missed one in the whole year, 286 days. Pretty cool. So, anywho, see that sky behind me? Ooh, that is very blue. That's what Earth's sky is supposed to look like. What's different about it? Well, the government's been shut down for almost 10, 15 days. I haven't seen any skywriting, let's just call it. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting, isn't it? Why would the government shut down have anything to do with skywriting? Could it be government installations are the ones that are doing the skywriting? Like Fort Campbell, not far from here? Very curious. Good morning. Very curious. Well, anywho, that's not what I want to talk about. Today is Columbus Day. Some people call it Indigenous Peoples Day, but some people are stupid. It is Columbus Day. The dude deserves a day. And it's also Liberation Day because Trump flew last night to Israel to receive the hostages that have been kept for 2 years. As a matter of fact, that was about 3 days ago. That was the anniversary of the attack in Israel, October 7th. So, notable fact, all the hostages that were returned alive are men. Not a single woman was left alive. Imagine the rape and the murder and the torture that they had to endure for 2 years at the hands of those animals that don't respect women, don't love women, don't want women in their society, don't interact with women. They're just used as chattel, exactly as their beloved prophet treated them. So here you have it, Liberation of Kidnapped Men Day. And the world gets to see who these people really are. And so Greta Thunberg and Candace Owens and all of the wonderful actors and actresses prove themselves once again to be hypocritical, lying, cheating, stealing scumbags who wanted Palestine liberated in the name of Western Western appeasement, Western oppression, it doesn't make any sense. It never has. And guess what? Remember the flotilla, the genocide, it's a genocide, the Jews are genociding. Well, as soon as they were allowed to have a ceasefire and the Gazans were moved back in, they started slaughtering each other. Great. Just great. So now, just like in Syria, the heavily armed ones the gangsters, the mobsters, are gonna basically slaughter anyone who helped and wanted some peace. And we'll be right back to where we were before with a terrorist organization headquartered in the Gaza Strip. Right back where we were. The reason why Egypt has never opened their borders, nor has Jordan, is because they don't want these monsters who will kill women and children like this, film it and laugh about it in their societies. So, there you have it. Right back where we started. And I'm sure the 1,900 terrorists, and these are the baddest of the bad, that were in prison, that Israel decided for some reason to release, will be right back to their old activities after a nice vacation in a Western jail versus thrown off the top of a building in their own country by their own people. So that's what they got. In exchange for the surviving men hostages, thank God, Palestine Liberation Organization gets 1,900 of the worst to be back in action to do with as they please. And so they will. Morning. And they will, and you'll see it, and it'll be right back in the news, just like when the government gets back to business. We'll see lines in the sky again. So what have we done? What have we done? What a sad, sad situation. I'd like to be optimistic and say, oh no, those 1900 are all reformed. The only hope really is that they were all issued Israeli pagers and maybe microchipped so we can keep an eye on them, and if they start doing their bad activities, Israel will be able to just zap them. Bang, bang. But I guess Trump's superpower is that he has been able to expose all of the subversive elements of the society, from George Soros to the UN to NATO and the rest of them, and how they are not on the side of good, and we have been very cozy and accommodating to them. So we will just keep our powder dry, and we will keep our eyes open, and we will continue to report on whatever we see that doesn't gel with what the American people really want, as long as they are informed and know what it is. That's the thing. Inform the populace so that we can actually have a informed populace. There you go. So, good morning. So, the beat goes on, and yeah, God bless America, peace in our time, and if you like what you hear, please subscribe and pass it around. We only grow with your help, and keep this stuff commercial free for you, and then maybe the government will just stay shut permanently, and we won't ever have airplanes spraying us from above. That'll be cool. All right, see you later.